Now, what seems to be one of the issues with a lot of these people is my lineage. One of the things that I have been through in the past is a major lawsuit. And I went through a lawsuit in my 20s. The lawsuit that I went through was one of the main reasons why I got divorced in my 20s. One of the main reasons why I lost my house and my car in my 20s. It was one of the main reasons why I lost all of my colleagues, my business contacts, and my friends. Not all, but most of them in my 20s. And it was a really, really horrible, difficult, stressful time of my life that I don't ever want to go through again. And when I went in front of the judges, there were federal judges in this legal case, the judges told me, you know, Jake, this is America. Anybody can sue anybody at any time if they have money. Because in America, it's not about who's right, it's about who's got the money. I had a federal judge say that to me. And so what was priceless about that time in my 20s was that I learned a lot about how America works as a country. And I just think that when you go into a legal situation with somebody, the only thing that happens is that you lose thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. And the only thing that happens is that both parties lose. The plaintiff loses and the defendant loses. And if you go into a legal situation, the only person who wins are the lawyers, because they get all the money. So part of the reason why I don't like to talk about my lineage of the traditional Chinese martial arts is that my lineage comes from very skillful, very talented, very traditional, very connected, and very incredible martial artists who I really enjoyed training with for many, many years. That I trained with since I was a teenager that kind of were surrogate parents of mine. And my lineage stems back from America to Indonesia, to China, to India, because the Chinese martial arts have come from India into China during the tumultuous early 20th century in China. They fled to Indonesia and other countries in the world like Taiwan and Europe and Canada. And then my main teacher came to America for college and began teaching Americans when he was here for college, and he ended up living here and never left. So I love my lineage. It's very cool. It's got a great story. It's very traditional. And the Shaolin Temple, as it exists today, is not the traditional Shaolin Temple. There's a great book out there called The Grandmaster's Text. You guys should get it and read it. It's all about how the current Shaolin Temple is about wushu. It's about making money. The Shaolin Temple today is a company that makes over $500 million a year. They even call the abbot the CEO of Shaolin. And there's a lot of controversy about the current abbot and the Shaolin Temple. The Shaolin Temple laid pretty much dormant and in disarray for centuries until Jet Li made that movie called Shaolin Temple back in the 80s. And that brought a lot of popularity and marketing back to the Shaolin Temple. And the government said, hey, with this movie, we can make some money with this temple. So to this day, the Shaolin Temple is more of an athletic sport temple that does incredible feats of strength and incredible feats of Chinese wushu. But there are many other temples in China that practice more traditional Buddhism. And the Shaolin Temple that existed back in the Ming Dynasty and before was much more traditional and much more seen as the authentic Kung Fu temple than it is today. I would still recommend all of you guys go. I've been there twice. I even performed at the Shaolin Temple in 2004. And I might be going back to the Shaolin Temple here very shortly. So I love the history, the lineage, and the tradition of the Chinese martial arts, and more specifically, I love my lineage. But I really don't like to talk about it because my experience with my teachers ended with a lot of stress and a lot of pain and a lot of people losing friends, losing reputation, and losing money. And I never want to enter into that again. So if you guys don't mind, my videos here on my YouTube channel are about Tiger Kung Fu, Iron Bone. They're about bow staff. They're about the spear, the Chinese broadsword. They're about Hua style Kung Fu, Tiger Crane Kung Fu, 5 Animal Kung Fu, Bagua, Xingyi, Taiji Chuan, Qigong, and all the other various weapons and styles that we train here. I try to keep it productive, instructional, inspirational, motivational, and healthy, so that my videos at the Chinese Kung Fu channel that I run here on YouTube is making better people and at the same time is keeping the Chinese martial arts popular so they survive to the next